Are you with me? For example, suppose you take a case of roostocks, then you will see that in every expression of roostocks, you will find the plant family, the plant kingdom characteristics, you will find the characteristics of anacardiaceae, and you will find anacardiaceae and typhoid miasm characteristics there. In every expression you will find the cross between anacardiaceae and typhoid miasm. Are you with me? But still, you will find that there are some rubrics, some symptoms of the patient that are not common, but they are still characteristic symptoms. That will come here at C2. For example, in roostocks, it is the fear superstitious. It's a characteristic. The craving for cold milk is a characteristic. The restlessness of the feet is characteristic. So these are some characteristics that you will find which are not actually part of C1. They don't run through the whole case. They are specific characteristics found in provings and repertory. But this will run through the whole case. This is an approximation. And if you give Rustox on this, it will work, even if the characteristics are missing, because it is close enough. But when there are characteristics, it's likely to work even more, because it means it's not only approximate, it is very, very close. And then you have things that are not even characteristic, that are very strange. That is C3, like the ash that we saw in Carbo-Veg, like the whole one-piece bar that we saw in Drosera. That is at C3. That you will not even find in repertory and materia medica. That you will find only on the internet or in source books or in Vital Quest or in the books that mention all the characteristics of the source. So when you see what is common, when you see what is common to the whole case, then that will be at C1. Okay, 1 minute. At C2, exact rubrics from the repertory, exact symptoms from materia medica and keynotes, and exact symptoms from the provings. This is where we need provings. Provings give us C2 level symptoms and also clinical data and experiences. But they will not pervade the whole case. That is important to know. And C3 is the exact qualities of the source, including color, consistency, utility, habitat, locomotion, attack and defense strategies, and other features of the source itself, usually not found in materia medica or repertory of provings. It has to be researched from the internet. So the idea is that this kind of sorting is very important, that you have to be able to know what is where. You have to sort out your symptoms according to this. That here the patient, this is common, therefore it is A, B and C1. This is specific, therefore it is C2. It is completely strange and mentions physical qualities and that's come at a very deep level in the case. This has to be C3. And you shouldn't confuse between these. So sensation miasm words, the difference, as I told you, sensation words lead to other sensation words from the same group. Sensation words are related to modalities and location, and they are often accompanied by gestures, whereas miasm words lead to other words of the same miasm They are not usually related to modalities or locations, and they are often not accompanied by consistent gestures. There may be some gestures, restriction, this, that, but they are not consistent. The sensation cannot be divorced from who the person is. The personality type, the objective data, or even the description of other people, don't neglect that. And the nature and behavior of the person, all this must be seen to be seamlessly integrated as an expression of the person's sensation. We have to prescribe on who he is rather than what he feels in a specific situation. What is common to him as a whole? Sensation is, for example, he may say that in a particular situation he feels the indignation like staph aureus. But then you have to inquire and find out who is he, what is him that gets indignated in that situation. For example, he may say, I get angry when people don't work efficiently. So who is he that gets angry at inefficient work? Who does he need to be in order to experience anger in that situation? Who does he need to be to find himself in a situation in the first place? That's who he is. That defines him. That's his sensation also. So sensation, basic idea of saying all this is, sensation is not something local, something transitory, something partial, but that which defines who the person is at a very basic level and expresses itself in the same pattern in every aspect of his being. Unless you come to that commonality, you have not touched the sensation at all. That is the true sensation. The sensation method should not divide homeopaths into those who look at the sensation and others who look at the repertory and materia medica and come to completely different conclusions. Such a difference only shows that we are still not at the center, where the objective and the subjective are seen as two sides of the same coin. So if he is jealous and he is suspicious, this should also have to do with what the sensation is. It shouldn't be different. If jealousy and suspicious leads you to hyoscyamus, the sensation must take you to the same place too. Objective and subjective data must bring you to the same conclusion. Then you are at the center. If your sensation doesn't explain his great suspicion and jealousy, then how can it be the sensation at all? People are on both sides. Talking now to those who follow the sensation method, do not ignore observable phenomena and only focus on the sensation. This is too one-sided. Sensation and function are two sides of the same coin. The person's nature, behavior, lifestyle, appearance are all part of the expression of his sensation. They are the outward reflection of the inner sensation. When the observable phenomena and the perceived sensation do not match, pause. The whole idea came to me because there was a woman who was crying and crying and crying and 1.5 hours later, 2 tissue boxes later, you could see she is pulsatile, clear sensation and objective data. But she had been given Falco, she had been given cannabis, she had been given vacuum and all this kind of stuff. Because they didn't look that this woman is crying all the time. What does it mean? Where is it coming from? So one-sided focus on sensation is no good also, not at all. Okay. If you found a sensation, but you are not able to understand through this sensation all that can be observed about the patient or the way he has set up his life, you have still not reached the center of the case. Many times, just by observing the patient, one can infer the sensation. You don't need to even ask.